the Green with BNI. I'm your host, Paul Kroger, and Felicia Johnson. Felicia, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, Paul?
Great. We're so excited. Thanks for joining us at In the Green with BNI, where we celebrate members who are in the green and hopefully making some green. Our special guest today is Adrienne Meachem from Whitcross Interiors. Adrienne, we're so excited to have you today. So
I'm excited to be here.
I'm going to kick it over to Felicia, but before I do, Felicia, tell me about your weekend. Do you have big plans for the holiday weekend?
I do. I am actually going to be driving to Alabama tomorrow to go visit the dad. The kids, he has a pool and the kids are ready to go swimming. They're ready.
I completely understand. I think I'm ready to go swimming.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, Felicia, introduce our guest today, and we're excited to have you on the show, Adrienne.
Adrienne, yes, welcome. We are so excited to have you, and your business is Whitcross Interiors. So before we get too deep into all of what you do, we wanted to know a little bit more about you. And you shared with us that you're a wife, a mom, and an adjunct instructor. So tell me a little bit about what it's like being a wife and mom. What's that look like for you?
For a long time, I was a stay-at-home mom, actually. So I was a stay-at-home mom for 13 years. And then I went back to school in 2010, and it took me 3 years to get my degree in interior design. So I graduated in 2013. And now my kids they're almost grown. So it's a great time for me to branch out in my own business. And I've been married to my husband for 22 years, and we're really looking forward to getting those kids out of the house so that we can.
Can we get a round of applause for 22 years?
Yeah.
Congratulations. Yeah.
We're really looking forward to getting the kids out of the house so we can spend some time together and have some adventures together. I love being a mom, but it's good that's what we work for. We work to grow them up and get them out of the house. So
That's the dream.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your business. What's going on with
that? Well, I am an interior designer, and I do both residential and commercial work. I really enjoy doing remodels. I feel like that is the way I can have the biggest impact on my clients' daily lives, improving, just taking assessment of the problems that they're having with their spaces and coming up with creative and beautiful solutions for those problems. And then I also teach an online course at UCA, but that's my part-time gig. I teach a course on professional practice for interior designers, actually. So that's it in a nutshell, I guess.
How'd you fall in love with this career?
Well, as I said, I was a stay-at-home mom. So when I was home with my oldest daughter, it was right about the time that HGTV was really kind of taking off. And so I spent a lot of time watching HGTV and just found myself fascinated by all assets of, or facets of the business, and realized at that point that it's always something I've had an eye for, balance and proportion and scale. And, if my mom ever needed bookshelves rearranged, she had me do it. And so, but it just really wasn't something that I was aware of until, I guess, HGTV. And now HGTV, I never watch HGTV.
Because you live it every day. You don't need the show.
Right. So like I said, I didn't go back to school until my oldest daughter was 13. I wanted all my kids to be in school and kind of settled before I made a time commitment like that to be away from them. So so that was a dream of mine, that grew over 13 years, and that I waited fairly patiently to be able to jump in there with both feet and get that degree so I could do what I'm passionate about.
So as a business owner, as a mom, as a wife, as somebody who's juggling a lot of different things, what drew you to BNI?
Well, when I first started coming to BNI, I was actually working under another designer, and business was a little slow, and I just wasn't really happy with what my workload looked like at work, because it was more administrative tasks and just that tidying the office, things you do when things kind of slow down a little bit. And I just saw BNI as a way to take control of my own daily life, and to be an asset to my company. When I originally started, I was working for someone else, and also kind of addressing some mental health issues. They'll have a lot of anxiety, and so I went to my first meeting petrified, and but I realized that I was going to have to do some networking, and I thought that the best way to do that was to meet, to form relationships with people, and to meet with the same people in the same place every week. Just made that easier for me where I was, at that point in my journey where I was. Just growing those relationships so that I could get those referrals that were, nice and strong referrals, versus, just cold calls and that sort of thing. So yes, meeting with the same people every week in the same place and building those relationships, I would say, is what drew me to BNI.
Okay, so talking about referrals, because that is the core of why we do BNI, right?
Yes.
Can you tell me a story about the best referral you ever received and how that project went and just kind of how that's been impactful to your business?
Well, when I first started, there was a painting company in my group. And while those aren't big, money makers for me, they are a great way for me to build trust with a client. And so I even actually had somebody contact me this week that I helped choose an exterior paint color for through this company like a year and a half or 2 years ago. And she wants me to help her with some more things in her interior. So, any referral that brings me that returning customer, or that customer that's, so happy with my services that they're willing to use me again or refer me to a friend. I love a remodel. Something as simple as, a color consultation can be really beneficial to me. So those have really paid off well for me.
Well, I know that you were so instrumental for us. My husband and I have another business outside of what I'm in BNI for, which is a photography business, and we have a booth. And I was looking at some products online to decorate this 10 by 10 square booth, and you were so helpful. It was like, okay, these are the dimensions that they have on their website. And I was like, is this going to fit in our space? What is this going to look like? And you were able to give me a schematic of what our booth would look like visually. And so that was so helpful. And some people might not even think, about that, but
yeah, I do. I build 3D models for my clients so that they can
yes,
see what the space will look like before it's put together.
exactly. It's like those instructions you get when you assemble furniture. So it was like I had my model. It was like, okay, I got my products, and now I can go and do it, and they've turned out fabulous.
So Adrienne, in BNI, we have some core values that we believe in. And of these core values, so they're up on the screen, there's really 7 of them. Givers gain, building relationships, lifelong learning, traditions and innovation, positive attitude, accountability, and recognition. So of those 7 values, which of those has been most impactful to your business or is your favorite?
I think I'd have to go with the building relationships, because that's people do business with people, they don't do business with businesses. So I've always felt like relationships were a very important part of my job. Even with my clients, it's important that we have a good relationship. So being able to kind of coach your fellow BNI members on how they can refer to you best and how, you know, you can refer them best, and just, you know, getting to know someone on a personal level, I think just makes those referrals that much stronger.
Okay, so Adrienne, you know, you and I have talked before, and you know I do real talk. So here's a question that I have for you. How would you respond to someone that's interested in BNI or heard about it, and they ask you the question, okay, but why should I really invest my time and money in BNI? How would you respond?
Well, I would say that when I first joined BNI, I was working for someone else. And that after being in BNI for just a few months, from August to say January, I had 8 clients of my own. And BNI is what enabled me to be able to start my own business, because the referrals are just that they're good. It's a great way to spend your marketing budget. You know, a lot of designers put ads in magazines or, you know, that sort of thing. And those are really expensive. And BNI, it does require the time, because you do need to build those relationships, but it's so worth it. And then you get more than referrals. You have this group of people that, you know, it's like well, for me, because I work by myself, it's like they're like my office mates, you know, so, you know, I get to visit with my office mates once a week, which I'm total introvert, so it's fine with me. But so yeah, they're just, it's more than just a referral group. Like I said, people take time to get to know each other, which strengthens those referrals. And so, yeah, it's just a really great way to spend that marketing budget, where, you know, just some pretty photos in a magazine, that might get you a phone call or two, but, you know, you don't even know who's going to see it. But if you're investing your time and your money in BNI, then you have a whole team of people that are out there looking for the kind of jobs that you want to do.
Thank you for sharing that.
Sure.
And we want to say congratulations, because this show is called In the Green with BNI. And so part of the reason why you're one of our guests is because you are excelling and in the green in BNI. So congratulations. And thank you so much for sharing your perspective of what BNI is about and your business. So we have on the screen, if people are interested in getting in contact with you for interior design services, thematics, all those different things, you can contact Adrienne Whitcross Interiors right here. We hope you'll participate in connecting with her. And we thank you so much for being a guest on our show today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Adrienne, we love celebrating people who are in the green, and we're so excited. Thanks, like Felicia said, for being our first guest. For those of you that may be tuning in and you want to learn more about BNI, don't know what this is, what have we been talking about, on the screen is a link below where you can click, or you can take your phone and hold it up to the screen, and that QR code will take you to a link where you can learn more about how do you get plugged into Business Networking International, the largest network referral organization in the world. We'd love to help you grow your business and hopefully see you one day on In the Green with BNI. I've been Paul Kroger.
I'm Felicia Johnson.
Adrienne Meachem.
And this is In the Green with BNI.